this is cool. So I just got these. They were sent to me by the brand. And these are multi-sculpt mattes. I'm thinking that we have a really awesome eyeshadow base. This feels like a new version of the paint pots. It does. And this color reminds me kind of soft ochre and painterly kind of mixed together. So I'm kind of excited to see how these are going to be as eyeshadow bases. I will keep you updated. There's a little pink one too. This is the shade Omega, which is an eyeshadow. They have Buffed Up. I'll swatch them for you. Happy Feral Monday. Need I say more? I am so excited. That doesn't even look real. I need that. I might start here and finish here. I kid, but let's get started. Here's Velvet Teddy, which is more of a mauve. Then we have Buffed Up. That's gonna be a good shade. Ooh, that's pretty. And then the other shade is Hodgepodge. Scrumptious, delightful. And then in comparison, the one that I have on my lid is Omega, but I thought we just put it there. And then I'm gonna let them dry, so I'm gonna let them sit there so we can kind of see if they dry a little bit darker, which most of the time they do. I already want to mention that they feel very, very smooth. They are gonna dry down, which I love that, but they look smooth on my lid. Y'all are used to seeing my lid up close. And I feel like that looks really nice and smooth. This is Buffed Up, which is that one right there. I thought we'd pop this one into the transition and then hop into the eyeshadow palette, but sometimes I like to use two liquid shadows. Just adds more dimension really, really quickly. C31. Oh, this one is paired with the C32 right now. It's Correct and Conceal, since we're on our corrector journey. I thought that would be a fun bundle for us. Rokael Beauty. He's one of my favorite makeup artists. This is his newest launch from his beautiful brand. Let's start here. And the E28 is the brush that I'm using, and it's kind of my placer. I let it do kind of the groundwork. I like to press a lot of my shadows on and pack, and that's what this brush was really designed for. But then it's also flatter than a lot of eyeshadow brushes. And remember, I have it on that side. That way we can kind of push it in here. Let's hop into this shade. I'm actually not going to get too fussy with too many different shades because the blue is going to be the main star here. I will say, because, I mean, I feel like these might be pressed a little hard. I feel like the shimmers here are what's really shining, pun intended. But these aren't quite as pigmented, which is not a bad thing, but I just want to chat. They don't have as much intensity in comparison to the beautiful shimmers, which might be to let the shimmer shine, but I do want to kind of note that. And they're very, very satiny. Again, not a critique, just an observation. I'm gonna hop into this matte, and I'll hop here in just a second. I used this the other day. I got ready for a dinner that I went to, and I got ready while I was having my roots dyed, and what I'm saying is I was in unfamiliar territory while using this palette, and the lighting was terrible and everything was going terribly until I used these mattes. I didn't even use the shimmers, but I used the mattes, and I was actually blown away with how smooth and easy they were to use. And I mentioned the unfamiliar territory while doing my makeup because it's usually not as fun. So it kind of made all of that chaos better. And this is the Cool palette. I love these. This is going with me to LA. Okay, that's gonna go on the top part and just melt everything together, which is another reason I loved it. It was such a good melting shade. I'm excited. I'm actually taking all three of them, which is kind of excessive, but I know I need to film while I'm gone. So I'm excited. I'm really enjoying these. And I'll keep you updated on those shimmers because I haven't even used them yet. Okay, look at this. Also, we have our initial blend ready, but I definitely want to use a clear base for the blue. I would normally use a black base, but I feel like that particular shade is so pigmented that it's not even gonna matter if I use a black base, because if you're using jewel tones and they're not wildly pigmented, if you use a black base, it can really enhance them. So we'll just do clear, that way we get a really nice tacky base for all of that beautiful shimmer. Let's get this nice and smooth. Okay, dig in. Oh, that's delightful. That's going all the way into my socket. Oh, that's so pretty. Oh, this brush is going to be back. In fact, all the brushes that are out of stock right now are going to be back in March, so we're getting very, very close. This is my dream blue, by the way. That is just exceptional, and I'm just going to keep painting that and building that up on my lid. Scrumptious. I also went cooler with my crease shade because I knew the blue was going to be cool. So I thought that that was a fun little touch too. I feel like it just blends in there so beautifully. Now I want a wing. Do a matching waterline. This is personal preference. Hung Van Gogh's liners, they're my favorite at the moment. Nice. So if you ever just want to use your shadow as a wing, I'm going to take, remember this shade? I'm going to take it, but I'm taking it on a fluffier brush. That way it's not quite as pigmented. And all I'm doing is just kind of elongating it out this way. Focus most of it on the bottom part. Now I'm going to wipe off my brush. Oh, I did take it and kind of tap this too, just to make sure it was melted into the dark brown. Wipe off your brush, and then I'm just going to take a lighter shade and just buff out that way. Just hang on, everybody. There's a method to the madness. I actually think I'm just going to fill in any gaps with this. I'm not going to do a wing. I'll just let the shadow be the wing, but I do have a technique for that. I kind of want it a little bit more elongated. So just give me a second to fill in the gaps. Now I just take my micellar water and I just shape this into a shadow wing. We'll kind of complete it later with some bronzer, but this gets your initial shape going. Look at these lashes. These are also from Rokael. I remember there was a style I really loved, and I can't remember what style it was. Was it Moonbeam? I want to say it was. I need to get more of those. I just wiped off my lash because whenever we're dealing with traditional glue, it can sometimes get on your applicators. I need to come out with these applicators. These were a Rosamund Beauty prototype, and I think that these are why I put lashes on so easily. Definitely need some corrector today. Blue is going to pull out the blue, so we need our cool sunrise. Did I have that out already? What's going on here? I'm telling you, these little brushes, they grow legs and run away. All right, that's good. Let's do our spot concealing. And this is just a reminder, especially if you're using a darker corrector, it's important to use a small dense brush, because if we had deeper circles and I was using a more red-orange, I wouldn't want that red-orange to go anywhere else but where I'm exactly trying to correct. So that's why we're gonna reach for this brush. I've fallen back in love with this foundation. I wear 1R12. Oh, it's so good. But I will say it's a little green for me, so I'm gonna add just a whisper of my red blush. I like using these super, super pigmented liquid blushes as color correctors because they are so thin that they just get in here and they just correct without changing the formula. That's why I've always recommended the liquid blushes, like the purple, the red. I would love to do correctors in that formula, but brushes are my passion for now. There you go. Now, we always need to factor in a little bit of dry time. If I go too red, it could just stay, it could dry down a little bit more red because this is a long wear foundation. So dry times can look a little different once it does dry down, is what I'm trying to say. So that's gonna look really, really nice. This is such a thin foundation. Feels like I'm putting on skincare. I'm taking this with me. I keep saying that. I think I mentioned I was going to LA for like a couple days for work. Meetings. Oh, makeup in LA actually. We'll go to that. What else are we gonna do? Look at the ground squirrels. I get so excited to see the ground squirrels because we're gonna stay around Santa Monica. And then in the cliffs, which they're totally bad for the cliffs, and I know I'm probably gonna get yelled at, but I just like to look at the ground squirrels. I haven't done this in a while, but I feel like this eye look is just hollering for it. So I'm gonna take this. I actually need a, oh, I guess I can show this now. I've had this for a while secretly, Janessa's new palette. But what I'm doing is I'm reaching for a mirror. Should have been more prepared. These little stickers will just absolutely terrorize me. I'm really far away from my mirror. That's why I need this right now. Okay, so I'm gonna take a little bit of the foundation. I use the foundation because it's not gonna be as pigmented as concealer. And I'm not only cleaning up, but I'm adding just a little bit of my undertone to the very top part of our eyeshadow. This does a real nice melty effect. Still testing this one out. Shade 4? Yes, 4 Fair Medium. So that applicator, if I go full force with that thing, I'm gonna have way too much underneath my eye. So just be mindful of the applicator. I still feel like that was too much, but I think we'll be okay. C32. I'm sorry to be a bother, but I'm just excited about this bundle. Don't forget C31, C32. We do have a nice little bundle right now. Okay. Now, this would have been too light had I not corrected underneath. It could turn gray, but we are good to go. I worry less about that on the parts that stick out further, but I will say be mindful sometimes around this area. Sometimes that area can turn a little bit gray and might need a little bit of warmth underneath it, especially with medium going to medium deep and deeper skin tones. So just a little idea for you. If that's turning gray, you just don't want to put concealer on without some kind of balance underneath. That way it doesn't turn gray, my friends. I'm just being absolutely extra. So MAC sent a beautiful package over because they're going into Sephora. Wild, right? Ooh, wow. Anyways, this is one of their Glow Play blushes. These have been out for quite a while. They're the squishy ones. Squish. I love this formula. It's a very easy formula to not overdo, but I kind of wanted to just be fussy, and I want to do kind of a pre-bronze, and I feel like this shade is just so pretty because it's not wildly warm, but it's obviously not cool. What shade is this? True Harmony. I feel like that's a great name for this shade. Favorite affordable bronzer. It's from Essence. It's their Soft Touch Bronzer in Buttercream, Golden Buttercream. Just double checking that. Oh, I grabbed the original C40. I actually want a C40.5 because I do want to keep this a little tight around the blush. So, perfect. There's a ruckus downstairs. What's new? So I don't want to put blue underneath here. I'm just gonna let the waterline be the blue. Let's grab another one of the MAC liquid situations. I don't want to say shadow because it's multi-use. This is shade Hodgepodge, and I thought the warmth under here would be nice. Fluffy brush. Ooh, that's so smoky. And I don't have any powder on my face right now. I was just finishing up all my kind of detail work before I lock it in. Givenchy pressed. To be fair, there's really nothing else when it comes to powder for me. It just never lets me down. So nice. Still not convinced about the Charlotte Tilbury concealer though. I just don't think I like how thick it is. I feel like if you don't like a thick concealer at all, you're not going to enjoy it. I feel like you really would like the Double Wear or Natasha Denona or the Essence. The Essence one, the Silky Blur. I'm $150 in that, by the way. If you're wanting a more affordable version, I absolutely love that one. I love that one as much as most of my high-end concealers. Look at this little sassy number here. This one's different than the one you've been seeing. I think you might have seen this one, but this one is different. I feel like this year I want to focus on the details. MAC Chestnut, which I'll come back to, but in the box, the PR box, my favorite shade of lipstick from MAC, this is Sellout, and that's with the $. So sassy. I'm so excited to have a fresh one because mine was literally like a little, she was done. She was expired too. So I'm gonna, it's just such a beautiful kind of pinky peach glaze. And then I'm gonna take Chestnut again, and I hold it very far back because I don't want it quite as pigmented as it can be. And I'm just going to shade a little bit. Then I'm gonna top it with matte gloss in the shade Love Child. I feel like I've worn this a long time ago. Isn't that pretty? Just took it to a really sassy place. Do I look bonita? Because I feel bonita. I do. I love blue eyeshadow. I love this lip. I love makeup. And if I could just put it in the floor and roll around in it, I would. I hope that you enjoyed this Feral Monday. And I love you so much. I'm trying to pre-film so much because when I'm gone, I don't want you to be without tutorials because I feel like that's what this is here. I don't want to be the person that gets too busy for this because these mean the world to me. They're therapeutic at this point. But I love you with all of my heart. And until the next tutorial, bye for now. I'm going to take this secret brush and this powder foundation. MAC, I'm just checking the shade NW20. This is the new formula, which I really like the new formula. But what I'll do is I'll add just a little bit more shape to the face and even a little bit more coverage. Since it is Feral Monday, we might as well just put on a little bit more. But I also like to take a really small brush sometimes and go around my brows, my lip line, just do a little bit more detail work. Finishing touch with powder foundation is never a bad idea.